Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like you're under attack, but you can't figure out where it's coming from? It's a uniquely unsettling feeling. We're about to dive into a really specific and frankly dangerous psychological dynamic, one that lives in the shadows and gets its power from pure confusion. It's a type of predation so sneaky, the target often doesn't even realize who their real enemy is.
Your conflict isn't with the person you think. Your friends are attacking you, but the commander is hiding in the shadows. Why does the most dangerous predator never get their hands dirty? This is the dark psychological paradox of the Puppetmaster Archetype, a profile built entirely on the architecture of invisible control. All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to decode this entire strategy, piece by piece. We'll start with the invisible commander, then profile the puppet master. We'll break down their three-stage mechanism, look at the psychological engine that makes it work, and then, most importantly, talk about how to break the strings and expose the real source.
Okay, so first, let's put ourselves in the shoes of the person being targeted. This is where all the confusion, all the chaos begins. It's this feeling of being constantly under siege. But the attacks, they're coming from places you'd never expect. Sometimes from people you thought were your friends. The pain you feel is absolutely real. The damage is real. But the source, the actual reason why it's happening, it feels completely untraceable. And that right there, that leads to the one question that just eats away at you. Who is really behind this? Who is orchestrating the conflict if the person right in front of you, the one attacking you, is supposed to be on your side? You start to question everything. Your reality, your relationships, your own sanity. You're feeling the impact, but you just can't see the hand that threw the stone. And that feeling of complete helplessness, well, that's exactly the point. So let's switch gears and profile the architect of all this chaos. It's time to pull back the curtain and really look at the strategists themselves. Who is this person, and what on earth drives them to operate with such calculated, indirect cruelty?
Look, the Puppetmaster Archetype, this isn't just your garden variety manipulator. We're talking about a very specific psychological profile here. It's all about the strategic and indirect use of other people, intermediaries, right? To get control, to get dominance. And here's the most important part. They do all of it while maintaining total plausible deniability. They're never the one holding the smoking gun.
So what's going on inside their head? Well, you're looking at individuals with exceptionally high levels of two key traits. First, Machiavellianism, which means they are cunning, strategic, always playing chess. And second, psychopathy, which means a deep, chilling lack of empathy. Their core need isn't just power, it's absolute impunity, the freedom to cause whatever damage they want with zero consequences. Their goal is invisible control, and they get their supply, attention, drama, power, through other people, through proxies.
So the big question is, how do they actually pull it off? This isn't just random drama they're stirring up. No. This is a system. It's a repeatable, three-stage mechanism that lets them get exactly what they want without ever being detected. Let's walk through it.
Here it is. This is the entire playbook. Think of it like a three-act play. Act 1, Proximal influence. This is the setup, where they plant the seed of conflict through somebody else. Act 2, Emotional Displacement. This is the key misdirection, where your anger gets pointed at the wrong person. And that brings us to Act 3, Impunity, the perfect escape. They're gone, without a scratch. Understanding this sequence is everything.
Okay, Stage 1, Proximal influence. The puppet master never confronts you directly. Why would they? Instead, they pick a proxy, what some people call a flying monkey, and they feed this person a twisted, distorted story. You see this in offices all the time. A manipulative colleague says to another, "Hey, I'm just a little worried about Mark. He seems so checked out since that new project." See? It's not a direct hit, it's just a seed of doubt. It's conflict by remote control. The puppet master pushes a button from miles away, and the proxy delivers the payload.
And that leads us right into Stage 2, which is maybe the most brilliant part of the whole scheme. Emotional displacement. When you get hit by that proxy, your natural human reaction is to get angry at the person who is right there attacking you. Of course it is. All your frustration, all your hurt, it gets aimed at the visible threat. So now you're in a fight with a friend, a colleague, totally clueless that they're just a messenger, repeating a story they've been told is true. The puppet master has successfully redirected all the emotional fallout away from themselves.
Which brings us to the final stage, the end game, impunity. The puppet master gets exactly what they wanted. Maybe it was to cause you distress, to isolate you, to trash your reputation, and they did it with zero accountability. In fact, this is the really chilling part. They'll often swoop in and position themselves as this neutral, concerned friend. They might even offer you support, all while watching the fire they started burn. They never showed their hand. They walk away completely clean. But why does this work so incredibly well? What is the psychological engine that's powering this entire destructive dynamic? Well, it's not magic. It's actually a perfect, sinister lock-and-key relationship between the manipulator's needs and our own natural human vulnerabilities. Let's break this down. On one side, you've got the puppet master. They need maximum supply, that drama, that control, with zero accountability. Now, on the other side, you have the target's vulnerability, our deep psychological need for a causal anchor. What does that mean? It just means our brains hate a mystery. We are hardwired to find the cause of our pain. And when an attack is untraceable, it creates massive cognitive stress. We get exhausted, worn down, just fighting all the wrong people.
And that's the trap. You get so hyper-focused on defending yourself against this endless stream of proxies that you burn through all of your emotional and mental energy fighting the wrong battle. It's like you're in a boxing ring, but you're just fighting an endless line of sparring partners. Meanwhile, the real opponent is sitting in the stands, watching you get tired, completely untouched, just draining your resources without ever throwing a punch.
Okay, we've done the analysis. Now let's talk about action. Knowing the playbook is one thing, but the real goal here is empowerment. So how do you actually break these invisible strings? It takes a radical shift in your thinking. You have to stop focusing on the puppets and start focusing on the strings.
So here's your 3-step defensive strategy. Number 1, identify the informational vacuum. That just means you stop reacting to the drama and you start asking, wait a minute, where did this story come from? You become a detective and trace it back. Number 2, assert direct communication. This is where you refuse to play the game. You shut down the proxies. And number 3, preemptive disclosure. Basically, you limit the sensitive information you share in the first place, so they have no ammunition to use against you.
Now this sentence right here, this is your most powerful weapon. Memorize it. When a proxy comes to you with some secondhand drama, you don't argue, you don't defend, you don't engage with the substance of it at all. You simply and calmly say, if there's an issue, you must speak to me directly. That's it. It's not an argument, it's a boundary. It's a rule. You are completely shutting down their number one weapon, which is the use of other people. You're demanding transparency.
And that brings us to the final and honestly the most crucial takeaway from all of this. Once you understand the architecture of this manipulation, you can't unsee it. You see the entire game for what it is. It was never about those little individual fights. It was always about a hidden system of control. So, after everything we've talked about, we have to come back to the fundamental question that changes the entire game. Where is the real battle? Is it with your friend who suddenly turned on you? The colleague spreading rumors? The answer is so simple, but it's everything. The battle is not with the puppets, it's with the strings. Your focus has to shift from the person delivering the attack to the person who wrote the script. So, let's put it all together. The key to your freedom, the way out of this maze, is remembering one simple truth. The Puppetmaster archetype is the predator who never shows their hand. Their entire power structure is built on 2 pillars, using proximal influence to keep their hands clean, and using emotional displacement to point your anger somewhere else, guaranteeing them total impunity. But you break that entire loop the moment you make a conscious decision, the moment you refuse to fight the proxies. By identifying where the information is really coming from, and by asserting that non-negotiable rule of direct communication, you do more than just protect yourself. You pull on the strings, and you force the true source of control out of the shadows and into the light.